Good morning, everyone. On behalf of Deer Park, I request our director, Divanji, to offer the khata to Geshé. And I also request Ajit sir, he is here with us. He is the founding member of Deer Park Institute. We request Ajit sir, please come and welcome Geshé and everyone.
Good morning to all. I think very good sunshine, very unusual to have here. Well, I think it's really a great opportunity for us to have another retreat from Geshé. Those of you who know him well, I know how busy he is. Yet, I think he has never said no for the program in Deer Park. And I'm also very happy this time. Normally, I think this hall is crowded by senior students, very senior students. But this time, I really find like Sonamla, like Omar, very few. It's a great opportunity for us to welcome particularly the new ones who have come for the first time. Can you raise the hand, how many of you are first timer here for Geshé's program? So wonderful. It's really wonderful because we want to, from the side of the Deer Park, to connect as many people to Geshé's teaching as possible. When I say Geshé's teaching, this is basically being the teaching of Buddha. Yeah. So we are all here. Why are we here and how we should be here? I'm just reminded of one of the experience which I really would like to share, which has been very inspiring for me. How many of you have heard the name Thich Nhat Hanh? The Thai? Yes. 2008, he was in India for about more than a month. I was part of the organizing team. After having gone to different places, the last stretch was the pilgrimage to the Buddhist sites. More than 300 pilgrims from all over the world stretched almost about 15 buses. One of the places where we went was Nalanda. And we all know the significance of Nalanda because the teaching which His Holiness, Dalai Lama, put as sources flowing from there, from the wisdom there. So we were all staying in the army complex because that was not used that time. And in the army complex, this was the official place. Everyone has to write the name in the register. So like I write Ajir, maybe the address Deer Park, everyone, 300 people. And Thich Nhat Hanh, Thai also has to write. He also has to write. So he wrote his name. And in the address column, he put it here and now. So maybe during this duration of teaching, can we make here and now as our address? Because this is a retreat. What does this, even the word retreat gives a lot of meaning. We are retreating from where? From the visual place, visual thing, visual thinking that we are doing. So it's all just bringing the mind here and now. And here and now for what? Just listening to the teaching of the Geshé. And he remembers, I remember having said so many, just pay attention. Being here, just paying attention to the Geshé's teaching, probably that is one of the ways of bringing what is really typically called either transformation of the mind or the awakening of the mind. Well, having said that, I really would like to thank Geshe from the side of the Deer Park. He has been so compassionate, accepting our requests anytime that we have really met. Unfortunately, I think his schedule has become, it has got so intentionalized that earlier we used to have regularly two changing, like one in the summer, one in the autumn, but now we get only once. But even then, I think when we are looking or when we are having a real thirst for the Dharma, instead of really thinking of the bottle of glass, bottle of water, I think even if we get one glass, I think it should be enough for us. Yeah, thank you, Geshe. Well, I think since all of you are fairly new, I normally would not like to read the biodata, but this time I'm told by my team that I should read the biodata, so I'll take a few minutes. Venerable Geshe Dorji Damdul is presently Director at Tibet House, New Delhi, Cultural Center of His Holiness the Dalai Lama. In 1988, Geshe Dorji Damdul joined the Institute of Buddhist Dialectics, Dharamshala, for formal studies in Buddhist logic. I emphasize the word Buddhist logic, philosophy, and epistemology. After 15 years of study in Buddhist philosophy, he finished the Geshé Larampa degree, which is equivalent to PhD in the normal university. In 2002, from Drepung Losling Monastic University, he did his PhD. He joined Gyume Tantric College for a year for Tantric studies. He is appointed as the official translator to His Holiness Dalai Lama since 2005. He has been serving as the interpreter of His Holiness the Dalai Lama for so many years, and at the same time involved in doing written translations of many texts from Tibetan into English, such as Arya Nagarjuna's Mulamadhyamaka, Fundamental Wisdom of the Middle Way, Acharya Shantideva's Bodhicharya Avtara, Wisdom Chapter. Well, these are not complete. I find that this is short. If I go, there are many books which he has written. He has authored many articles. He has participated number of national, international events at the cutting edge level, particularly at the level of the brain and the mind relationship. I think if I am correct, Geshe is presently working on writing a book on the brain and the mind connections based on the Buddhist philosophy. He was appointed as the director of Tibet House Cultural Center for His Holiness Dalai Lama, New Delhi in March 2011. So how many years now? It's almost 14 years. I don't know any academics in the usual university who'd stay in the same place for this number of years. That really shows his commitment. While assigned with the responsibility of the directorship of the Tibet House, the Cultural Center, His Holiness Dalai Lama, New Delhi, he has given regular lectures in Tibet House. Those of you have been attending, you know, Geshe is presently running concurrently a number of courses in Tibet House. One is called the NMC, Nalanda Master's Course, Nalanda Diploma Course, Nalanda Certificate Course. He travels widely within India and abroad, USA, UK, Singapore. I think all the countries are not listed here. So I would say that he is like a cultural and spiritual ambassador of this earthly planet. In his small room in Tibet house, reaching to 64 countries with not less than 5,000 students on the regular basis, is not a very small effort. It's a really wonderful Geshe. I think we all take very pride in that contribution. Of course, Geshe, you will hear in his teachings many times, when he was student, he wanted to be physicist. That was really his core. I think Omar, who has been one of the longest students here, has been nodding his head when I said so. We all know that. But sometimes it really appears what man proposes, God disposes. But when the God disposes, he really disposes for the right purpose. I don't know, we all know our President Abdul Kalam Azad. How many of you know? We all know, yeah. When he was a young boy, he went to Dehradun to join Indian Air Force. He was rejected. He got so disgusted. He went to Haridwar, which is one of the religious places. One of the sadhu there told Abdul, you are destined to be different. He went back, he did his studies, and he became one of the top scientists. And then he became the president of India. In India, the president of India is the supreme commander of all the forces, infantry, air force, and the navy. If you would have joined air force, you would have risen only to the height of one force. But as a supreme commander of the three forces, Kalam gets the salute of all the forces, starting from air force, infantry, and the naval. I think probably that was his destination. So Geshe, I think in your case also it really looks like that. Some invisible, compassionate, well-understanding hand seems to have pushed you. Well, you are destined to be a monk, and your contribution in the world would be more than what you would have contributed probably as a physicist. Yeah. And today, it is not the scientists, it is not the monks, it is not the people like us who are going to the Geshe, the people from all kinds. And he has been guiding so well. I know a number of the people who got transformed, changed the direction of their life after getting the guidance and the advice from Geshe. So I would say that you are the physicist of the well-being. So this is what the theme he is going to expound. We know 60 stanzas of Nagarjuna, how to have mental health. Once again, really thank you, Geshe, and I also would like to welcome all the participants. It's so wonderful. Few people whom I really talked, they have come from very far off. They have left their jobs because this pull seems to have really gone in their heart. Let's go to Deer Park, listen to the Geshe. And why we keep on having more and more and more programs here, because it is not only your physical presence, but you leave your energy also here. It's a pure energy. Let's imagine this room, we put beautiful fragrant flowers. If you take out all the flowers out, and if somebody steps in, what he will find? He'll find that fragrance. So your meditative state, your contemplative mind leaves a kind of energy which when the other groups come, they feel very soothing and healing. Well, with these few words, may I once again really say thank you, Geshe. It's always good to have your wonderful presence here, and to all the participants for coming here. Thank you very much, and have a very wonderful retreat. Thank you.
Thank you, Ajirji. Thank you so much for your extremely kind introduction. Not only the introduction, but more about the deer park, the whole purpose of our being together. All this are so well presented, and it makes us all just feel something very different. And meanwhile, I should admit that the Ajirji, his memory is amazing. His incredible memory that makes me sometimes scared. You know why? I remember the same hall, I think maybe 2 years ago. What I said was that earlier we used to have Geshe 2 times a year. One in the summer, one in the autumn, right? And same thing he produced today. I was a little scared what next he's going to say. And the memory is amazing. So the memory and what he just reproduced exactly what he said 2 years ago here, and the nervousness came to me. Second half, which he did not say, is that not only that we have 2 the retreats every year, that each retreat is about like 15 days. Now even that duration shrunk to 7 days. Right? That's what he said before. I thought he was going to say the same thing today. I was a little scared. He didn't say this. Okay, so thank you so much, Ajiji. I could see your warmth. This is so precious, amazing example for all of us. So in fact, I would say that for Deer Park teachings such as these, when Ajiji is missing, he is engaged, fully engaged in somewhere, the personal retreats and the travels, whatever. Otherwise, he's always there for any kind of retreat Deer Park offers. And also, thank you, Senator Nubla, the director, and thank you so much. It's always so warm to see you here around. And be careful with Pravinji, because he knows your surname even. Not only your normal name, nickname, even the surname he knows exactly. Right? I asked him, this person with this person. He would say, is that a surname? Right? So he knows every detail of your names. And then it's so joyful to see Rajendraji. Rajendra, since he was a very little boy, 13 years old. 13 years old. Yeah. And he was around, and now grown to a very responsible person, asset, one of the assets of Deer Park. This is very inspiring. And also I'm just extremely grateful to see Venerable here. And then we have our Antonelli here. In fact, seeing Antonelli gives me such joy. And the reason for this is that, the first time I coming to Delhi, the people that I know, only the world that I know is Antonelli and her very affectionate husband, Narishi. And so the 2 of them were like the shadow under the scorching sun. They were the shadows for me, and extremely inspiring. And always so happy, pleasant to meet, to see Anthony all the time. And my very dear friends here, we have Sonamla here, he may even identify every word, this tone on the here. So the many years we can learn a lot from Sonamla, how he developed, how he just his journey of the the Buddha Dharma all these many years. It's very inspiring. And from the day one he came here, we're extremely hyper, right? Extremely hyper. I say something, he would say, Geshe, just wait, right? Then he would say, then with his closed eyes, he would just say something. Now today, extremely calm, peaceful, and a great inspiration for so many people. And I'm sure that many youngsters here will be inspired by him all along this 1 week retreat. Also, I see that very inspiring people, for example, like our lawyer, Mr. TBU, very senior lawyer, Singaporean TBU, and my long-term friend, like the PLE, Omar, Kate, and we have, say, the Ajikasan and Ashbamla. So we see that it's amazingly inspiring, very inspiring group here, and then many new faces here, and I also see that this is more like, particularly those people who I know, I see them as an embodiment of compassion. Looking at Mr. Charlie there, recent, Mr. Charlie, yes, you won't believe what he was doing to support during the peak of the COVID, how he helped the Varanasi Institute with huge, they said tons, I think like tons of the face masks, oxygen concentrators and so forth. He sent all the way from Singapore to Tibet House to Varanasi. And this is very inspiring. So I'm so grateful to what you did. So I see this as a more like, particularly those people who I know, as embodiment of compassion. And then I also like to bring it to your notice that during the peak of COVID, where everybody's scared to even come out of their room, the Ajikasan Dogala volunteered to come all the way from America, travel to India, Delhi, the hub of COVID. Every day, 40,000, 50,000 cases, new cases coming up. And she so boldly, strongly jumped from America to India, flew to India to give trainings to all the Tibetan institution settlements around, to train them how to manage the COVID. Very inspiring. Indeed, it's so inspiring. And then another point that I like to also bring it to your notice is that where Ajipamla remains so humble, modest, at the same time where there is somebody in her place in Shimla. These are all examples. So the 60 verses on emptiness, by 60 verses of the reason of 60 verses reasonings to establish emptiness by Arya Nagarjuna, implemented in your existence, in your being. These are what these wonderful people, they embodied. So like Ajipamla, there in Shimla, anybody who drops there with some disease, illnesses, COVID-19, COVID and so forth, when nobody's there to take care of, she and her husband, they jump there, just risking their own lives, and then the monetary assistance, physically present there, as well like the child, or the child is her the child, as well like the elders, they were her parents. This is who this and the Ajipamla is. So we see there is a mixture of amazing figures. Particularly I would say that there are many of you who are new here. You will be very inspired. This is amazing group. So we can learn from each other and make sure that they are alongside. Learning this text is so precious, and meanwhile, you also, I would suggest to interact with each other and learn from these people like Antonelloji. She has a lot to offer, and Sonala, many years of experience here in the India Park. And then we have Ajirji, so rich in the the knowledge, warmth, so we can learn from each other. Please make sure that the younger ones, particularly the younger ones, make sure that you take the maximum the opportunity of being here to interact with people, learn from them not only just about the 60 verses, but also about the how to apply the 60 verses of emptiness into your real life. Very inspiring group, I would say. Okay, so particularly for the newcomers, I'd like to welcome you to the world where they are people from all different parts of the world to share with you their rich knowledge, experience of life, of compassion. Not just experience of life, experience of life of compassion. Okay, so having said this, it's going to be 1 week program, and and unfortunately, we're not going to get the opportunity to be with Dr. Tenzin here. He's just here for a day, recent. Okay, Dr. Tenzin, he's a physicist. He's a physicist, a doctorate in physics, and did his degree from USA, and now working in with Korea, and a great inspiration. And I wish that he's with us for all this 1 week, because he was already here for the last 1 week to give the teachings and series of talks and teachings to the other people about physics, and also attended a conference here. So a great inspiration, and the desire to learn the Buddhist philosophy. He's already did so intensely while a great expert in physics, so very young. And I wish that he's here for longer, but because of his responsibilities in the university there, in his research laboratory there in Korea, so he's to leave tomorrow, so he's with us for today. So this is what I'll have to share with you. And meanwhile, as for what we're going to do the next 1 week, the one thing is that mornings, because that this is the more like when I was like 10 years ago, 15 years ago, I myself feel full of energy, which means that I don't really feel tiredness. And now, with age, I can see that, yes, now the tiredness is happening. And I don't know about those people who are my age, like 50 plus. I don't know if you feel the same, right? Okay, Rajin, do you feel it? Too young, right? Okay, too young for that. So what I'm saying, this is because of this, usually I would make sure that mornings from like 5:45, 3 through to 8, we have a program, morning session, meditation session. So which we will, if you can see from the program, that's from, instead of 5:45, we start from 7 to 8. But given that there are many newcomers, and I'm sure that among you, some of you may be very interested to see how to apply this to your daily practice, what we're going to study for the next 1 week. So for that matter, if you can see that, on 5th and 10th of November, for 2 days, we'll have the full morning meditation session, which means it says 6 to 8. Let's make it 5:45, 15 minutes in advance, come here, and then until 8 for about like 2 hours. This is a full meditation practice. And those of us who have really health issues, you don't force yourself to come for these. If you have health issues, meaning that you need more rest, then feel free to do so. Otherwise, the the rest of us will try to join that, and you will learn how to design your personal practice, personal daily practice. Finally, the thing is that it's not about a physical well-being, it's about a mental well-being. Mental well-being to be translated into physical well-being. So for that matter, mental well-being no doubt will take a long time, and to create this will take a long time. So therefore we need to have your personal practice on a daily basis, but it's up to the individual, right? If you like to design one for yourself, then every day we'll have like 7 to 8. It's just 1 hour too short for us, but the longer version will be on 5th and 10th of November for 2 mornings, and this will tell us a complete picture of what's going to be like daily practice if you are to bring about a real transformation of your mind from somebody who is a very unhappy person to a very happy person. This transformation, very unhappy person, very agitated, easily for no reason you feel agitated, for small things you feel so low, and then you meet somebody new, instantly judgmental, the thought comes. So from this person to somebody who is purely non-judgmental, from purely somebody who is does not really be aggressive, and who embrace others with love, affection, and understanding. So this transformation will surely come to us if we practice this Arya Nagarjuna's teaching, which is so precious for us. And for me personally, I would say that as Ajiji well explained, and I can see what is now happening in Dr. Tinzirapkala there, who's a physicist himself, and yet his mind is deeply driven in Buddhist philosophy. So it's actually, as Ajiji explained to me, it was like class 9, 10, 11, 12, when many of you are not born, right? When many of you are not born, when Ajiji was not born, right? When I was class 9, 10, 11, 12. So there, I was so keen to become a physicist, and I wouldn't say that I was so good in physics, but no doubt I'll say I was so fond of physics. There's no controversy. Otherwise, if I'm so good in physics, it's a little arrogant. So I was so fond of physics and mathematics, and that was the whole thing. And then you may wonder, right, why then he jumped into philosophy and became a monk, right? Okay, so for this 1 week is too short. Don't ask this question, right? Okay, for the point is that I personally, today if you are to ask me, all these since age 18, 19, through till now, 55 years of your life experience, tell me something about your life. What is the real purpose of life? And what is the joy in your life? If you were to ask me, I would no doubt say that one is a compassion, universal compassion, and which I don't mean to claim that I feel that. No, I was as ordinary as anybody else. But having met with the teaching of the Buddha, more formally, not just born as a Buddhist young boy, as a Buddhist family, and then talking about compassion, and then being competing with other boys and girls and fighting with so no, with formally introduced to the teachings of Buddha, particularly about compassion over these last more than 30 years. And then from my side, while they say I'm just as ordinary as anybody else, but I have a deep admiration in the compassion teaching of the Buddha, and which is very universal. And the two methods taught how to cultivate this compassion. Not just that compassion, go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha. By making this practice of generosity and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. Not just reciting this verse, but actually, translating the verse into two methods taught by the Buddha himself. And then in my own capacity, in my own limited capacity, practicing this, no doubt, although I do not manifest any of these qualities myself, but I have a deep admiration that this compassion is so precious. If you have this, you will be a very happy person. If you don't have this, no matter how wealthy you are, no matter how many likes you have on Instagram, Facebook, whatever, you are not happy. This is reality. And then the other part is that the wisdom. While compassion is emphasized, wisdom should not be compromised. Wisdom is so precious, particularly, I would say, the wisdom of emptiness. For the reason that is all these many years, and some people more into the philosophy, personal philosophy, not all, some, and they read the Arya Nagarjuna's philosophy, read it for 1 day, 2 days, and say this is idealism, this is nihilism, this is we are overly simplistic in terms of the judging Arya Nagarjuna's philosophy. It's very different. Arya Nagarjuna's philosophy, you study this for years and years and years by somebody who's extremely refined in analytical thinking. And then not only through study you gather information. Once the information that you've gathered, you try to put them into contemplation, you get conviction. Number 2. Number 1 is gathering the information. Number 2, putting them into reflection, and you get conviction. Number 2. Conviction that you get, then number 3, make it your second nature through constant practice. So in the process of the constant practice, making the second nature, you see that there are many subtle nuances, nuanced understanding which you never got from the study and the reflection. But without the study and reflection, you will never get it. With study and reflection preceded, then in your meditation, you see that there are many nuances to see, on the basis of which then your understanding of the emptiness can become complete. Whereas just by reading the material, if you make a judgment saying that this is nihilistic, this is idealism, then in fact this is pity on ourselves. Whoever makes this judgment, and this is unfortunate on ourselves, not to stop ourselves from really seeing the deeper, the nuanced insights of Arya Nagarjuna, which was originally taught by the Buddha Shakyamuni himself. This is one thing. So, in this connection, along with the classes, 3 classes a day, 3 sessions a day, with 2 the group discussions. And for group discussions, yes, of course, we have a Yuji there who knows things so well, and then we have Sonamna who is so well versed in all these retreats the last all these many years, and we see that there are some of you already into this. So you can help 2 of them to spend. Given that this is not a huge group, so it's way easier for us. And this is the compulsory group discussions, and then one in the evening, which is the optional. That is not into groups, but one group, single group, and people come. Those who are interested, you can come together and then have further discussions for about 1 hour. And for the group discussions, I would highly suggest, given that there are many of you new faces, what I would say is that particularly those who are already aware of this the knowledge, wisdom, emptiness, and I can see that those who are already aware of this knowledge, they are already very compassionate. So usually my warning given to the more senior students is that don't come up through your own questions, very complicated questions, which they contemplated on, or reflected upon for the last many years, and then all these newcomers, they will feel lost, they feel demoralized, and instead of helping them, you are harming them. So, but then now I can see that the ones who are exposed to this teaching, they're very compassionate. They will not do that. This is not a worry for me. So the point is that even the newcomers, some of you may feel really excited to say that I've come here, so my presence is there, right? So you speak a lot. I would say that whatever question that you have, bring it. Don't hesitate, but also make it a point to give chance to others to speak. In other words, this wisdom that we are sharing must be grounded in compassion, must be supported by compassion. So let everybody speak. The next point is that in the process, how you do that is that I would suggest that, if possible, first discuss those points which are discussed in the class. In the class, you discuss on this, meaning that what is taught, just take turn to explain what is taught before you jump through your own questions. So once the framework is built, that this is what is taught, okay, now any questions? Then you can enter into questions. And it's not necessary that one question should be resolved, right, during that particular session. In fact, there are so many questions which will remain unresolved in your mind for like 10, 20 years. So don't expect that to be resolved within 1 week, right? So these questions, but don't resist your questions. Make sure that you bring up these questions. These questions are so precious. Okay. And where the questions are really very interesting, important, I would suggest that the group leaders, you have a huge responsibility if that somehow this seems to be a very important question and that others can also learn from this. Please do not hesitate to bring this up written on my table, and I'll be happy to address them in the class. Okay, for the good of all of us. Then okay, so the Rajinderji, what about the rice? Rice and tea. Okay. So usually is an auspicious sign to do it in the class. Usually, not really. Not really? Okay, it doesn't matter. Okay, just for information, there is one teacher from TCV school here, Mr. Nyimasrinla, extreme science teacher, extremely kind person, and an incredibly great role model for all these young students. And if he's here, you would love to see him, you would love to talk to him, right? You would love to learn from him. Such a great humility, learned, so compassionate. Unfortunately, given that he has other responsibilities, he could not join us, but he's so kind to create the auspicious beginning. In the Tibetan tradition, as an auspicious beginning, we always offer some, butter rice, a little bit of butter, and then with the Tibetan tea, salty. I don't know if it's Tibetan tea or sweet tea. Salty. So we call it Tibetan tea, meaning that tea, good for, it's auspicious. Let's not make it inauspicious. Otherwise, it has tea, salt, and butter. And some doctors, they're not too happy, right? They will say this is good for the blood pressure, right? Salt is very good for blood pressure. Good meaning, it should have your blood pressure. And tea should have your blood pressure. And then the butter will clog your arteries. But in Tibet, it's very good. In Tibet, it's very good. Okay, so but it's auspicious, and it is his kindness that the environment of auspiciousness is created. Rice is considered as these are these small things which we will otherwise not learn. Rice is considered as the first grain in this world. You getting it? Be it true or not, it doesn't matter. At least the people who come up with these thoughts, that's the first grain in this world, the rice. And because of which the rice makes us, the food makes us survive, thrive. So, rice is an auspicious indication, auspicious sign of a thriving into spirituality, thriving into the wisdom of emptiness. So, offering rice, and so rice and the tea coming from Mr. Nyamasrinla. So he asked if this is possible, and of course, it's so his kindness that this happened to all of us. Okay, good. So, with this in mind, I've been given that there are, many of us who are, just to sense those who are really new to systematic Buddhist philosophy studies. The word is systematic Buddhist philosophy studies. Raise hands. Okay, there are many of us, right? And so the point is that if you jump directly into the 60 verses, that most likely tomorrow many of you will disappear, right? In fact, some of my friends told me that when you first taught with the Arya Nagarjuna's Mula Madhyamika Karika, fundamental wisdom middle way, several of my friends said that I do not understand what you're talking, right? So this is what happened to you, and you would rather go to Dharamsala for the Meghalaya shopping, and Tibet and these small shops are there. You would rather go there. So, to make this useful, we need to get a quick overview of why. And the background information that we need to have will be given in this session and in the next session. 2 sessions. From the 3rd session, then we will then try to flow into the main text. Okay, so meanwhile, keep in mind that there are many here who are already exposed to the teaching on emptiness. So therefore, the newcomers make the most of the group discussion. And don't think that group discussion is just I'm feeling tired, or rather attend the teaching and not the group discussion. In the group discussion, you can learn many things which otherwise not going to be covered in this class. Okay. So for this, the first thing that I'd like to share with you is that, anyone, just quickly, this class is also going to be interactive. Keep this in mind, it's not going to be like unilateral teaching imparted, more as the interactive. So first question to you is, what do you think is the purpose of life? Anyone, just be quick to make it, to save our time, raise hands. Particularly, yes over there. To be happy, anyone else, just speak your mind. Right, raise hands. Get enlightenment. Anyone else? Yes.
Kindness.
To be kind, kindness. Yes, over there?
Make the world better. Make the world better.
Make the world better. Or anyone, just explore what is deer park like. Right? Yes. To attend, be content and have to get a direction in your life. Perfect. Anyone else? Yes. Okay, the meaning of life is to make my more meaningful. All right, very good. Okay, this is more philosophical, right? Yes. Okay, to contribute something for the benefit of the world. Very good, it's amazing. Anyone else? Yes. To help others. Very good. As usually, you have already created an environment. Now everybody's talking about help others, contribute to the world. It's amazing, right? Okay. So,
That brings peace and sunshine in this world.
exactly, yes, yes. Okay, thank you. Okay, wonderful. So, if you are with me for a little longer, you will learn the importance of to be realistic. All of us, we need to be extremely realistic. You're getting it? And what we discuss should be all empirical. Empirical meaning something which we can experience. Something which you can experience. You may not be able to articulate. You may not be able to articulate what's happening. For example, like, okay, I'm thinking of compassion. I'm thinking of, okay, he asked me this question, and my answer is to make to make a difference in the world. When I say this, what's going in my brain? Which kind of the neurotransmitters are transmitted from one neuron to other? I have no clue. But it's happening actually, right? So the thought process is going in my mind. At least, even though you don't know what kind of neurotransmitters, which part of the brain is being fired, but at least mentally you know that you are thinking. That is empirical. Empirical doesn't mean something physical. You're getting it? It can be experiential also, but it should be empirical. Okay. So with this, we should learn how to be realistic, empirical, and as far as possible, whatever we say, whatever we learn, see that it makes some sense to you. Right? It doesn't mean that whatever you say should be 100%. You should have a 100% confidence. Not necessary. At least that it should make sense to you. Right? And then you can go deeper, deeper, deeper. So there are some of which you can go deeper through reflection. Some which can go deeper through meditation. Meditation doesn't mean just sit like this and then you get. Study. What you studied, you contemplate. What you contemplated, then put in meditation. This is the meditation that I'm talking about. Don't mix up so people, there's the trend, fashion of meditation. This is not what I'm talking about. It's all about the meditation derived from studies and contemplation, not the fashion meditation. You getting it? Okay. So the purpose of life, the first, your name? Trasnambila. Tell me, what purpose, what did you say? To be happy. Okay, to be happy. And then this young boy there, what did he say? To make the world a better place. This young boy? To help others. So we see that it's all about helping others to make it better. My question to you, why should you help others? Okay, look, now, whatever you say, to make sense that it has a ground. You must have everything on the ground. If it is suspended in the air, it's very unstable, right? There must be ground there. Why do you have to help others? Okay, let us all listen to this. Okay, yes, everybody is your mother and father in your past life, so why should we help them? Why? To repay the kindness. Yes, so repay kindness. Why should you have to repay the kindness? Huh? Why should we help them to get out of this? Why? I'm not saying how. Why? Why should you free them from sufferings? Okay, need to think. The gentleman over there, why do we have to help the world?
So I think it's just a general goodness in making the world better. I believe in it.
So why is it happening to you? Many people, they don't think about this. They don't see this as a general goodness. They see general goodness is to be selfish. It's a general goodness. Why? Okay. So So we need to know why I'm thinking like this, why. You're getting it? So look for the ground. So when you say, I don't know, it's still you have to see the ground. And the gentleman here, what did you say? Mind should be content and have direction. Why do we need to be contented?
Content is the more satisfaction and acceptance of the situation that makes you more content.
No, why should we be content?
Why content is literally the peace. Giving it
It's a peace. It gives me peace. You're getting it? It gives me peace. Okay, let's not forget it. And now, why do we need direction?
direction. I need to have direction because without the direction we can be wandering around.
What's the problem? Is wandering around.
But then we be more confused where we
What's the problem if you're confused? What's the problem? Sometimes ignorance is bliss.
take you to the different place where you kind of may not want to.
It may take to a place where you don't want to go. Right. So what's the problem if you get there? So you have no idea, that not Tibet, the deer park. That's right. So no, you have no idea the deer park, and you're confused, and somebody says, let's go to Tibet. Then you come, it's a beautiful place. It's lucky. So what's wrong?
Yeah, it's possible because sometimes we have to know. Sometimes it's a fear to.
But lucky that we come to deer park, somebody can become a kind of terrorist also. So it is really dangerous, right? So what's the problem if we come in the undesirable places?
It can bring some turmoil.
What's the problem if there is a turmoil?
You can have a peace that we are looking for.
Okay, did you all follow what your name? Did you all follow what Jitendra said? What I'm looking for is I'm looking for a peace. And if I end up in a place of turmoil, then this will not give me peace. You getting it? Okay. Anybody else who give the answer? Who raise hands? Who give other answer? What do you say?
Kindness.
Kindness. Why should we be kind? Oh.
Why should I?
Yes.
Why have I defined that as my meaning of life, my purpose of life?
Why that's the purpose of life?
It feels the right thing to do. It feels the noble.
Why do we have to do the right thing to do?
I need purpose to thrive every day.
Why that's the purpose? How is that the purpose of life?
One's life should matter.
Huh? Yes.
Life should matter.
So people who do the opposite also say, yes, the life does matter through all these, be compassionate, you're soft. You're soft, you're not tough. Be tough, so that you can survive as the fittest. Be the fit person, right? If you're too soft, you will not fit in the community. Okay, anyone else? Let's ask the gentleman here. No. Oh, yes, you said contribution.
Just like you, Richard.
Okay, why should you have to contribute?
Just like everyone, like in the society, like we follow, like we have like.
Okay, look, these questions are very important. So at times, I say, some of these interactions will speed up our class. You getting it? Finally, the class is not about how much volumes you've covered. It's about how much we get. How much we get is not determined by how much they do. It's about how much our mind is receptive. You getting it? Okay, why should we? Okay, let's see that. If you contribute too much, you will become a beggar. Look at Mark Zuckerberg. Listen. Look at Mark Zuckerberg. Look at, what is that? Bill Gates. Keep gathering and you'll become famous. Right? As you give, your money will go away. Anything. So money is even better. Other things, say you invest on philosophy, you'll not get anything. Finally, you end up in homeless. Here with the knowledge and the homeless, no food. The belly is important. Then comes the brain.
Everyone here, we have a different professionals.
Yes.
Everyone wants to be like ready, I'm not sure, but
Okay, my question to you. Why should you have to contribute to the community? Why? Why do you have to make the better world? It's not your responsibility. It's the world of UNO is there. Huh? So why, if it is yours, then why should you do it? Why do you do for others? This is my question. Why do you have to do for others? Okay, do you follow what he's saying? So I have to take care of others because others keep me safe, give me peace. You getting it? Let's not forget it. Okay, what I'm trying to get at, this is what we need to explore. The gentleman next to him, your name? Sawangizala. Tell me. Okay, to make peace with ourselves and with others. Good. And let's say, the daughter of Rawala. Why should we be compassionate? If these do your happiness, others' well-being, if these two are connected, why should we be compassionate? Why? So look at some people who are really enjoying the wars happening. And they really appreciate this. So glad that now finally this war is happening. Some people are feeling so happy. You're not happy, I know, but there are many other people who are happy. Okay. Thank you. Ajgisnola? So why, if these two are dependent on each other, why should you be kind to others? Why? So finally say, okay, the benchmark is that this is so important for us, we should be very realistic. I don't mean to, challenge you. You getting it? These questions are not to challenge you. These questions are to, number one, to learn that, to find the ground. Once you find the ground, then it becomes very easy for us. The fact is that, say, what will you do? If there's a person, right, who, let's say, is like myself, who is, let's say that I have some health issues, I cannot stand up and I cannot walk so properly, and then somebody, let's say that let's say that someone comes to help me. I said, what is it? Do you think that I'm a frail person? I'm a sick person. I'm not. Right? If this is my response to his kind gesture helping me, what will you do? If you are the person, if you are the person who comes to give me help, I said, do you think that I'm a sick person? I'm a very incompetent person. Then what will you do? You will continue to help or not help? Huh? Tell me. Hey, this is not philosophy. No, then what do you do? Let me suffer? Then what do you do? You see that I'm not strong. But I said that you think that I'm weak. Right? Then what will you do? Okay, good. Anyone else?
I just want to let you know that what is reality, what is real love, real life. So before everyone's has to suffer.
No, don't explain too much, but what will you do? Right? Don't teach me philosophy, right? So I don't want you to help me.
But I just let him to know that you're gonna suffer this stressful. Don't think too much. Just get some more knowledge.
No, you don't give me lecture. What will you do? Young people, they give lectures.
That's a real life.
Right? Okay, that's real life. I'm more experienced than you. Don't teach me real life. Yeah, I'm no more experienced, right?
It's an example.
Okay. So the point is that this is finally, yes, most of you will then hesitate to help. You getting it? If you continue to help, I may sue you. Again, very complicated, very complicated. Why I'm saying this, I've seen this with my own eyes when I was in England. You getting it? So what will you do? So when I said England, Omar is not too happy. Right, here is not like this. Right, you have to listen to his English. Right? How many of you heard his English? Raise hands. Right? If you hear English, you just want to stay around him all the time. It's so healing. Okay, so the point is that we should be very realistic. You're getting finally this. You say you will not help me, meaning that you come to help me. I said that, hey, you think that I'm weak, I'm sick, right? Stop. Then, yes, you're back. Right, and then you will stay there, and you may keep watching me. If there's a dire need, you may help, you may go there. Otherwise, you keep watching me. So finally, the person has a physical and mental. They say the physical and mental. There are two elements there, and the mind. Mind doesn't want it, so the mind is more important than the physical. Because of this, that you respect the person's mind. Person doesn't want you to help, so therefore you do not help. Although physically the person needs help. You're getting it? So finally, it's about your mind. So my happiness. I want peace, right? And by helping you, I get peace. I'm happy. You're getting it? By helping you, I get happy. By helping the world, I get happiness. And happiness, there are various levels. Don't forget it. Happiness, there are various levels. As Dr. Tenzin said, that they're not really happy. They're happy, right? But what he meant to say, I would say, if I paraphrase him correctly, is that there is various levels of happiness. With respect to higher levels of happiness, the lower levels of happiness, they are not happiness. They are very gross happiness. They are not real happiness, right? For example, say somebody not getting anything, not earning anything, to suddenly earning 1,000 rupees, right? That's amazing. But if that same person has the capacity to earn 100,000 rupees, and then they just go for the 1,000 rupees, that is not happiness, that is suffering. You're getting it? So where is all relative. So because of even the happiness is also relative. When you experience deeper levels of happiness, the grosser ones are not really happiness. So from that point of view, we see that the happiness, there are so many layers, we should not be like the frog in a well. You're getting it? Frog in a well? He's so proud of the water in the well. You know the story? The younger ones, right? The frog from the ocean jumped in the well and said that the well frog asked the ocean frog, where do you come from? I came from ocean. What's the ocean like? Ocean is also water body. How is that? How big is that? Is it like a quarter of my place? Quarter of the well? He said, no. Half of my well? No. Then full of my well, same size? He said, no. What is that like? You cannot understand it till you see this. You getting it? Whereas for the person, the frog in the well thinks that this world, this is ignorance. You getting it? So when you see the real world, the real ocean, then you see that the well is just nothing. So likewise, happiness, there are so many layers. Wisdom, there are so many layers. Okay, so finally the point is that this is something we need to do. How many you acknowledge that? Let's say that the purpose of life is to help others, to be kind, and so forth, all what you said. Why? Because by being kind, I feel happy. By helping others, I feel happy. How many agree with me? Raise hands. Yes, some of you may not agree with me saying that even that is an element of selfishness. By helping others, I get happiness. I feel happy. Selfishness. Keep this in mind. This is not the real selfishness. Selfishness is think about the self by disregarding the others at the cost of others, or being oblivious to others' happiness. That is the selfishness. Let's not forget it. Selfishness is thinking about the self by disregarding others, or at the cost of others, or by being oblivious to others' welfare. That is selfishness. Whereas you think of others, wanting others to be happy, and then you get happiness. This is the vices of the emotion. To help others, and you get the maximum happiness. This is win-win. This is so wise. This is very. This is the aspiration grounded on the reality. This is aspiration grounded on the reality. You getting it? This is so important. So the point is that what is the purpose of life? Purpose of life is to make others happy, make myself happy. Whatever you may say this. You getting it? Purpose of life is to get more money. Or purpose is to have the maximum maximum likes on your Instagram or Facebook, whatever you may call it, right? That be your purpose. What is the purpose? Why? You ask the second question. Why you see this as your purpose of life? Wanting thousands of likes on your thing, or wanting others to be happy, or wanting peace. Why? Why do you think it's the purpose of life? That makes me happy. Finally, all the answers will boil down to one. However divergent the answers are on the superficial level, if you know how to ask the questions very precisely, you will see that all answers will come at the same point. The example given is that, say, you may eat bread, you may eat chapati, you may eat spaghetti, you may eat chow mein, you may eat rice. All these things, these are all made of electrons, protons, neutrons. The building block is the same. Likewise, all of us with different aspirations will all boil down to the basic building block, that is desire for happiness. You getting it? Desire for happiness, not wanting suffering. This is the final, the benchmark thought, aspiration of all the beings. Tell me, who is that person? Right? Oh, say sometimes when I give credit to somebody, you're doing so good. The person say upar meaning somebody up there, right? Or the higher beings, right? I'm very serious. I'm really curious whether really person feels higher beings doing, or as sense of I did it, right? I don't know, right? Some say higher being. Okay. Or the Buddhists may say, oh, the blessings of Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, blessings of Triple Gem, and so forth. Some of you may be very serious. Some may be, the words and what they thought they may differ. Yes, thank you. Right? Thank you for complimenting me. And not giving credit to the higher levels, right? Okay, so the point is that we should be very realistic. We should be very realistic. We have to find the ground. The ground is that I want happiness, I don't want suffering. Right? And some people, they think that I get money through any means, be corrupted means, I get money, I get happy. Right? And some people, no, give money, it makes me happy. Right? Some people, I should take care of others. Take care of yourself, that makes me happy. Some people, no, take care of others, that gives me happiness. So the benchmark is that everybody wants happiness, nobody wants suffering, including the Bodhisattvas. Even the Bodhisattvas, they engage to help others, that they get they feel profound happiness. And this happiness has so many layers. You getting it? Happiness driven by the selfishness, extremely gross. Happiness driven by compassion is so profound. So this is the point. And everybody wants happiness, if possible, the maximum happiness. So having said this, my next question. Okay, for the time being, at least intellectually, how many agree with me that that's very true? I want to help others. That means if I see the others help, it makes me happy. Understands? Right? Finally, whatever you do is somehow related to I'm happy, I want happiness. Presents. If you agree with me, you have found the ground. If you don't agree with me, you have to still, you can challenge with your questions. You can ask further questions. Even that is also selfishness. So as I said earlier, there's no selfishness. To feel happy yourself, to see others benefited, this extremely noble pursuit. Noble pursuit. Why I'm saying this noble pursuit is because that, let me tell you, finally, right, the most compassionate person, at times this is the very complicated things to teach. Why? When you teach about compassion, those people who are very realistic, excessively realistic, right? They will say that, no, okay, I attended one very important meeting. I attended a very important meeting about the business. I'm not in the business. I was invited to talk on the ethics in business. And all these business CEOs organized in MDI. What is MDI? Management Development Institute in Gurgaon. This huge institution, and they invited many CEOs of the big companies in India. And many of them are extremely compassionate at heart. And whenever we talk about the ethics, right, people talk about the ethics, look, I really appreciate that person's remark. The person said that the reasons that you all are giving about the need for ethics in business, these reasons are too soft. You're getting it? It's his nice way of saying it's too weak. He did not make us offended. He said, these reasons are too soft, meaning these two are too weak. They don't have the strength to convince the business people to be ethical in their business. You're getting it? So I really liked his comment. I profoundly admire his comment. In other words, what he's saying is that whatever we say something which everybody can digest, which everybody can buy what you are saying. It must be grounded on the reality. So, the point is that some of you may not agree with me, saying that, time up? Yes, I know. Yeah. Okay, 2 minutes. The point is that if you disagree, please discuss in the group discussion, right? Don't talk too much. Just say, I disagree with this. Our job is, the whole purpose of life is to benefit others, right? Then if you feel that I get happiness because of benefit others, then there's also selfishness. I don't agree with this. You express your thoughts and let others speak. You're getting it? This is so important. So why I'm saying this is that, say you are a very compassionate person, not expecting, no expectation in return. You're getting it? This is known as the Bodhisattva's compassion. Bodhisattva's generosity with no expectation in return. But what do you mean by expectation in return? Let's say that there are two things. There are two possibilities where, say, you engage in X amount of benefit, welfare for others. You engage in this act of welfare for others, and then meanwhile, you go through a lot of hardships yourself. There's another, say, situation where you give again the same amount of the benefit, X amount of benefit, where you have so much joy. Of the two, which of the two rendering benefit to others, which of the two will be more sustainable? The first or the second? Be very honest. Second, resent second. Second one is more sustainable, where you render the same amount of the benefit, but meanwhile you get so much joy and happiness in the process. And the other, same amount of benefit is given, but you go through so much with difficulties yourself, right? So which of the two you think will be more sustainable? This is one question. Number two, you being a very compassionate person, which of the two which is sustainable and one which is not sustainable, which of the two you like to see happening? Of course, the sustainable one as a compassionate person. You're getting it? That the benefit to others should be sustained. Because of which, that happens only when there's joy within you. Then that's sustained. So these are the rationalities. This is where we need to find the ground to see that the maximum benefit of others is the maximum benefit of yourself. And universal compassion is the key to give this benefit. 100% benefit to others and 100% benefit of yourself. The key is the universal compassion. You're getting it? Universal compassion. What do you mean by universal compassion? Skillful compassion. Compassion which others will not take you for a ride. With their compassion which others will not take you as a soft and a weak person. You're getting it? This is known as a skillful compassion. Skillful universal compassion is the secret of the 100% happiness for yourself and 100% for happiness for others. If you come to realize that all what I do should be for, say, the win-win, happiness for myself, ultimate benefit for others, ultimate benefit for myself, then you have found the ground. Then what you do becomes so realistic and sustainable. You're getting it? Okay, we'll stop here. And we'll stop here and we'll come back in. No, the time is at 11:30. At the moment it's 10:36, right? Okay, so since we don't have much to discuss, I think we'll go for a tea break can be half an hour. Okay, then we'll go for another 15 minutes because that we have to have the background information first. Without background information, there's no point, right? Then you will all rush to Meghalorganj for the shopping, right? So we need to have the background. Okay, so next point that I like to discuss with you is that they say if this says yes, they say on I want to bring the benefit to others and is sustainable. If there's a benefit, if there's joy within me, if the joy within me, then is sustainable. The benefit that I give to others will be sustainable. So, what degree of happiness do you want? What degree of happiness do you want to give to others? 10%, 20%, 100%? Quick. Huh? Resents. 100%. Okay, those who don't agree with 100% resents, you want maybe 80%. Right? Resents. Yes. Jitendra, right? Yeah.
I have a question.
Yes.
Practice in the question I want to check in with you, right? For me, personally, right? Happiness doesn't mean anything to me. It doesn't have any ground. It doesn't have any sustainability.
Yes.
Right? So on that basis, I'm very confused that how can be somebody happy, the happiness can be achieved, which is not achievable.
Okay, let's say in your case, peace.
In my case, more content.
Content. Okay, let's put it like this. Let's put it like this. What's the difference between content and the happiness?
There's massive difference.
No, tell me difference.
Difference is the contentment is that you're satisfied with the situation you're in, and you're not fighting with it.
Yes.
Happiness is you're craving for something.
Yes. Okay. So let's put it like this. This is a very good point. So this is why it should be interactive and you should not resist your questions. You're getting it? So let's say the contentment. What degree of contentment you want? 10%? 20%?
Contentment
No. This is not my question. My question is, what degree of contentment do you like to have? 10%? 20?
It's more to do with the more like 100%.
Okay, good. 100% contentment. So the word for Dorji is the contentment. Some people are not happy with the word happiness. They want the word fulfillment. Right? I want fulfillment. So with fulfillment, then there's no craving. Then the attachment. So you are happy with the word fulfillment? So those people who say that I want fulfillment, I'm not looking for happiness. I said remove the word happiness, replace it with fulfillment. And if you say, no, I'm not looking for fulfillment also, I want contentment. So they replace the fulfillment, happiness, and replace it with contentment. Whatever word you prefer, go for it. Don't force yourself to use a particular word. You're getting it? So for some people, happiness is not a good word. Happiness, in their mind, it is a pleasure. Pleasure is so unsustainable and is so fleeting, and it's extremely gross. So many of the evolved beings, they stay away from this because that this gives rise to craving. And craving makes you, say, like a beggar. Beggar means, I don't have this, I want. You getting it? So even if you have everything, but if you continue to crave, you are so poor. Still looking for more. Contentment, fulfillment. You're full. Now you don't crave more. Right? Okay. So another point that we have to learn how to articulate things and make things very clear. One question is that contentment, say your child who says, I'm contented, I don't want to go to school. Right? I don't want to go to school. I'm contented with my playground. Right? No, you have to go to school. Why? This craving for school? You are encouraging me to crave for school. Crave for PhD. Right? Crave for higher studies. No, I'm content with the playground. Don't force me. Right? I want contentment. What would you say? Would you say, okay, you have found your contentment. You continue. Or what?
Take it down to that route, like different context.
No, what would you advise to this boy?
I would find that this why, for your own contentment in your daily life, you need to study.
No, I already have contented. So you are making me to content for more. That is craving. You are making me not to be contented. Right? You are making me not to be contented with the contentment that I already have. Why are you forcing me? Right? You are disrupting my contentment. What will you say? Yes, you're getting it. Okay, good. You got it. I'm so glad. You're getting it? I'm so glad. So the point is that this is how we will gradually find our ground. You're getting it? Once you find the ground, then whatever you stacked will be very stable. Whatever you learn is going to be very stable. You're getting it? Very good. I'm so glad that this is how discussions will help us. And then if you cannot convince as a person, please don't force. And then if the person is not convinced, right, and then you start to show anger, right? Then you become aggressive. Okay, don't try to convince Jitanji with anger, aggression. Try to speak, and meanwhile you will also learn how to articulate your concepts. You will also learn how to articulate concepts, articulate questions, so the other person will understand it. This is how we grow. In the process of one sharing with you, I grow. In other words, you listen to me, listen to others, you grow. This is how we all grow. This is the mutual support. Okay, good. So, but the point is that the words should not disrupt our flow. You getting it? Some people not happy with the word happy. Some people not happy with the word fulfillment. Some people not happy, instead they rather would go for the word ease. You getting it? The next question is, what degree of happiness, contentment, fulfillment, ease are you seeking? 10%? 20%? 80%? Quick, to save time. Quick. Raise hands. Yeah, but the pencil is saying 100%. Okay, anybody who was to say 100%, raise hands to make it quick. 100%. Okay, some of you will say higher. I'm not too sure 100%. Higher. You're getting it? So my question is, if you have the possibility for all these, which you would prefer? If you have the possibility, right? 100% raise hands. If there's a possibility, 100%. Okay, not really 100%. 90% is good. 10%, I leave it there to appreciate the 90%. Raise hands. Okay, raise hands. 1, 2. Raise hands. 10% to appreciate that I'm happy, or I'm fulfilled, I'm contented, right? To appreciate this 90% contentment, I need that 10% non-contentment, right? Okay, if this is who you are, okay, for the time being, too honest, some of you may think it's Kate, 100%. Barely 100%, huh? 50%. Okay, those of us, Jidarji, we identify these people, 50% and what percent? 95%. 90%, right? Identify those people, the 50%, the 1 week, 5 days no breakfast. 5 days no breakfast, all right? And then the 1 day no breakfast for Anila. And then 90%, okay, 1 day and no snacks. 1 day no breakfast, and then let's see how grumpy they become. If they become grumpy, what they said is not true, right? Okay, if they're very happy, wow, thank you, right, dear Park, right? Right? Then they're very, very honest. Okay, good. The next question is that whether or not 100% happiness, fulfillment, contentment, ease is possible. This question. Whether or not this is a possibility. Okay, so why? Many people think, okay, just be very honest. What do you think? 100% happiness is possible, not possible? Raise hands. Raise hands. What do you think? Okay, the boy over there. It's possible, right? Okay. Yes. It's not possible. Not possible. Not possible. No. First, possible, not possible. This is question, right? Anyone else? Not possible. Okay, reasons those who think not possible. 100% happiness is not possible. Okay, good. Okay, I'm very happy that you are being very honest. You're getting it? Okay. So then even if the breakfast is cut, right, if there's a problem, if there's complaint, right, 100% happiness is not possible. Tell them. Okay, I'm joking, right? Okay, keeping the jokes apart, let me say that how do we know whether 100% happiness is possible or not possible? How do we know that? This next question, you're getting it? How do we know that? Yes.
From our own experience.
Like?
I can only speak for myself. I have never been 100% happy.
You've never experienced happiness for yourself. Yes, you have never experienced Nobel Peace Prize. So Nobel Prize is not possible because you never experienced it. Right? Nobel Peace Prize is not possible. Hey, all of us, if there is a claim coming, Nobel Peace Prize award is on the Dalai in 1989 is not true. Because I never experienced myself. Right? Okay, how do we evaluate this? Whether or not it is possible. Never start by saying that it's possible. Right? It's possible. And then if you say it's possible, then let others ask you, how is it possible? You have to think of that. If it's not possible, again let others ask you the question, how is it not possible? So how do we evaluate whether or not it is possible? Okay, one clue is that handful of sand, handful of sunflower seeds, right? You squeeze a handful of sunflower seeds, oil comes out, not come out. The young boy, he had no clue what is sunflower seeds. He has never seen sunflower seeds. You have seen it? You have tasted it? Don't worry about the hand. Put the machine. This is a metaphor. Right? Put a machine. Yes. Okay. So then he will say that, he will say that handful of a baby's hand will not be able to squeeze. He will say this. Don't argue like this. You are getting it, right? Okay. Okay. So, and then he will ask me, which machine is that? Made in Japan or this, right? Made by you? It's not a good. It's not a good machine, right? So what is the machine? Is that the wood or? Don't ask these questions. Just skip all these details. Just see that it's like the most efficient machine. Squeeze a handful of sunflower seeds, oil comes out or not? Oil comes down. Then you squeeze a handful of sand, oil should come out. Yes, no? Why not? I squeeze a handful of the other one, I squeeze and the oil came out, and the sand also, why not? I squeeze it, I do the same thing. I squeeze in both cases. Huh? The second one does not contain the potential for all inside. You getting it? Only if there's a potential, then it should come out. Likewise, each one of us, whether or not we have 100% happiness, possibility for 100% happiness, 100% contentment, 100% fulfillment, 100% ease, it depends on whether or not you have the potential inside. If you don't have it, no matter how much effort that you put in, no happiness will come out. You're getting it? Okay. So for this, we need to really explore what's the real potential of myself, my mind. What's the potential? So this takes us to the concept of Buddha nature. Buddha nature. Buddha nature, when you speak of the Buddha nature is not about Buddhism. Don't forget it. Buddha is a Sanskrit word. It means awakening. Awakening. You're getting it? Anyone can be awakened. Not necessarily that only if you are Buddhist you can be awakened. If you're not Buddhist you cannot be awakened. This is not true. Anybody can be awakened. Let's not forget it. You're getting it? Anybody can be awakened. So, any awakened mind is known as the Buddha. Fully awakened mind is known as the Buddha. So Buddha nature, the nature for your mind to be awakened. Awakened from ignorance to the full wisdom. Awakened from selfishness to the full compassion. Awakened from the miseries to the full, the generous, the being generous. So we have this potential. Awakening of which will make you the 100%, give you the 100% fulfillment eternally, and eternally happy, eternally contented, eternally the fulfilled, the ease, with no fear. It is there. What's the next question? How can I know that? How can I know that? You're getting it? Okay. For this, we have to study. And if you get this feel, if you get gets a glimpse that, wow, that's amazing. I have the seed of perfection. I have the seed within me to become a Nobel laureate in physics, Nobel laureate in literature. Right? Some people whose English just amazing. Even my Hindi was just terrible. I wish I learned Hindi. I wish I know Sanskrit. Why I'm saying this is because that with you say, oh, I once read the English composition. Reading this, something was happening within me inside, right? Extremely smooth flow of sensation going in my mind, within my chest. Something's flowing. So beautiful English. Just reading it and something's happening within it. That's amazing. Some of the aesthetics, how they design it. In fact, the Andhra the daughter, Mudita, I once asked her, said, in fact, I'm not a professional, what do you call it, designer. What a graphic designer. I'm not a professional graphic designer, but I have this sense of the graphic design. And this is killing me. This, what do you call it? The sense of appreciating graphic design that is killing me in the position of Tibet's director. You know why? Because Tibet's, you have to make all these posters. And all the young boys, like, our Sadhana there, now he's the expert. Otherwise, when they first came, they were making the designs. Somehow I can see that it's not right. It's killing me every time. I see the posters, it's not right, it's killing me. And I have no idea how to fix it. Right? And I give myself ideas, even that I'm not happy. Right? And one day I said, I know that Antonella raised hand. Yes. And her daughter is a graphic designer. She was very young that time, I think maybe 20, 21. And I came to know she's a graphic designer. I was a very skeptical person. But I gave the work to her to design a poster of His Holiness the Dalai Lama. And the poster came to my hand. Just the first time it came to my hand, I said, this is what I want. I was so impressed. Wow. I was so impressed. Then the next time, we have a huge program. Everything I gave it to her. Adhanalaji's daughter, Mudita. What she did is amazing, amazing. So what I'm saying is that these aesthetics, they can make your mind to move into, flow. Very pleasant movement is happening. So I don't know why I'm sharing this. Okay, Buddha nature. So where is these extremely beautiful feeling coming from? Coming from where? You squeeze a handful of sand, no oil comes out. Something's coming out. Beautiful feelings coming out. Where's it coming from? It should be within. You agree? Because you gave the answer that no matter how much you squeeze a handful of sand, no oil comes out. You said it. Why? Because the sand does not have the potential for oil. Implicitly, you are saying that if the oil does come out, that object should have the potential for oil. You agree? If that is the case, this beautiful feeling is coming from within me. Seeing this aesthetics, seeing the music. Some people watching the sunset. This very pleasant feeling comes. Some people listen to the music. Some Mozart music. Amazing. Something's moving inside. So where is this beautiful coming? If that beautiful feeling, if that happens to you 24/7, are you the happiest person or not? Hey, it seems like you have not even answered my question. Okay. So what about my question? Yes, Ajit Kisandwala. What? Complete sentence? Okay. This pleasant feeling, extremely pleasant feeling, 24/7. Are you not the happiest person on the earth? What is your answer? Yes, you're getting it? If you can create a pill which can create this feeling within you, everybody will buy this. And no, I don't think others will get it. Maybe the politicians will get this. Or the billionaires, they will buy it first. They will get everything themselves. So the point is that, where is this feeling coming from? If it is not within you, it will not come out. You're getting it? It should be within you. That is not the seat of perfection. That is not the seat of ultimate contentment, ultimate happiness, ultimate fulfillment. This beautiful, it is there within us. And who has it? Who has it? The boys or the girls? Or the third gender? Everyone, the Buddhists or non-Buddhists. Everyone, Indians or non-Indians. Everyone. So therefore, this seat of the perfection is with everyone. And this is what everybody is seeking. Infinite ease, infinite contentment, infinite happiness is what everybody is seeking. And everybody has that potential. You're getting it? Once you get this is how experientially you have to explore yourself. Where is it coming from? Right? Just Take this example, a handful of sand, handful of sunflower seeds. Take this example. So for the all to come out, there must be the potential for all inside. And for me, there's something's coming out. Incredible peace. So the first time, not really first time, I think the second time I landed in Singapore airport. Wow, that feeling was extremely pleasant. It's not that, wow, amazing airport. No, nothing. Just I landed in the aeroplane landing, you cannot see the airport. You're getting it? Just see the ground. Ground everywhere is the same. Singapore airport, the runway, and the runway, any other, the airport is the same. But extremely pleasant feeling was coming with me. Extreme. Wow, that's amazing. If you can think of this feeling today, it'll make me run into tears. So pleasant and tender experience. Amazing. You know why? Because that in Singapore, the people like Sonam La, there was, before I met Sonam La, I was to meet Sonam La, right? So already there were some of them who I know that they are so dedicated and then they're so pure at heart, wanting to meet me there in Singapore, see me give teaching there. What teaching I can give, that's a different story. I may be successful, may not be successful, it doesn't matter. But the period of these people, think of the period of these people, their heart, and just landing there, and the scale is not like huge, but only few people I know then. So that the thought of this makes my mind become extremely tender, and beautiful feeling was flowing somewhere within my body. I don't know what is that like. It's so beautiful. So it's coming from where? Not from outside, not from the airport. It's come from inside. So inside, within your mind, and the mind affecting your physiology. And the physiology is affected and very pleasant from the point of view of the Buddhist, the metaphysical or the psychophysical, the complex explanation. That is the subtle energy, very pleasant subtle energy was moving. That gives a very pleasant tactility in your body. So that makes you feel that. So it's coming from inside, it's not from outside. You're getting it? So each one of us has this potential. And what I felt is just very small in comparison with the ultimate potential that each one of us has. Is extremely beautiful. So the point is that while everybody is seeking that, and some people think that we get it from outside. And it's not from outside, it's actually coming from inside. So wiser people will look inwardly to retrieve it from within. These are the wiser people. Those people who look for this, meant to look for this, but going outside, you will never get it. These are unwise people, right? So before we go for tea break, let me say this example. Wiser, the unwise. Let me give you this example. They say a person was looking for something under a street light. And then another person passing by asked him, "What are you looking for?" "I lost a key and I'm looking for my key." And the person was also helping to look for the key and could not find, and asked, "Tell me, where exactly did you lose your key?" And the person said, "In my house." And said that, "Then why you look under the street light? Because in the house there's no light." You understood the joke? Yes. You followed the message? Yes. Message is that if you look for what you lost in a place where you did not lose, you will never find it there. So outside, this pleasant feeling, you will never get it outside, because it's not from outside. If you look outside for these, you will never get it. It's only those people who will get, with search inside, they will find it. So these are wise people. Wise people are those people who look for the lost key, the key lost in the house, to look for it inside the house. These are wise people. Those people who look for outside, under the street light, for the key which she lost in the house, these people are unwise. So, what do you like to become? Unwise or wise? Wise, better to look inside. Okay, we stop here. And let's recite the Heart Sutra mantra together 3 times. Page 29. Page 29. 29 to 31. Okay, 31. Page 31. Page 31. Teyato Om Gati Gati Paragati Parasamgate Bodhiswatyata Om Gati Gati Parasamgate Bodhiswatyata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhiswaha